That is being led by the ZDF. They are heading. We are right behind them. They have come in numbers. They are being led by the Zimbabwe National Army. Remember, it's not the ZDF, it's the Zimbabwe National Army. ZDF, as you all know, consists of the police, the Air Force, and the National Army. But this is being spearheaded by the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. People have come out in numbers to show their solidarity to the actions of the ZDF.
The podcast that talks about anything and everything. We cover from sports, religion, politics, social, you name it. I'm your host as ever, Doc McLeod. So without any further ado, let's delve right into it. I hope I find you well. Community requests, hoping everything is just what you expect it to be. If you are going through challenges, I so pray that you'll be bailed out by the favor of Jehovah. Anyway, let's go right into the issue today. I just come to clarify one or two things, and then there's something that I would want to talk about later on, maybe in another video, which is very sensitive, but needs to be corrected. I just begin to think and feel it's the high time people know the truth. I also got to build credibility, because like what people always say, the times I just go through your comments, and people will say, we have had so many people come and lie to us. Everyone is seeking attention, everyone's seeking clout. Who are you to trust you? Then some will come on the flip side of the coin, praising you for giving them what they are seeing is accurate information, and believing in what you will be saying. At the very same time, they are putting their dots together and everything is adding up. What's more, with the 5-pointer that I said, some came criticizing that if you're telling the truth, there's no need for you to justify. Others will say, right, this is true. At least we are starting to see that somebody is talking things that are tangible and reliable. So the people's opinions differ. That's exactly what's happening within this political arena. That's exactly what's happening within this political field. Most of the time, I'm very close to the truth. Bear in mind, I live in the United Kingdom. I don't live in Zimbabwe. I live in the United Kingdom. But I'm always in touch with people who are the political players. And when things are happening, I'm well informed in time. And you know, for you to be informed about sensitive things, it means to say you would have been telling them about sensitive things within their field of play, which is politics. I remember during the time of the late former president of Zimbabwe, Robert Gabriel Mugabe, I spoke to, there's always three very close people that I speak to most of the time, who are very, very right there at the top. And I tell them about what I would be thinking, or what I would have dreamt with, or what I feel God has showed me, which is where I bring in the character of spirituality. And they've come to trust always what I say, because political issues I've never missed. No, I don't guess, I've never missed. And it's just by the grace of God. And here is a proof of what I'm saying to you now. At the outing of the late Robert Gabriel Mugabe, I notified certain people that I see change come to Zimbabwe, but it's not going to come the way many people think it's going to come. But I see sort of like a soft coup. The soft coup, this is how it's going to be operated. I explained, having done all that, I think the word was conveyed to the top. Whether it got there or not, it's none of my business. I don't know. But what I know is I told the right sources about what was coming to Zimbabwe. Time came, then I said, in 21 days, I see things happening in Zimbabwe. I would rather now start to pack my bags and be there so that you know that I'm so confident about what the Lord has showed me. It shocked quite a number of people. And I like I told you, I only speak to 3. It shocked quite a number of people. And I flew, I was in Zimbabwe, then I landed. And within 3 weeks, Robert Gabriel Mugabe was ousted. So I'm one of the people that was there. And I'm the one of the people who was live filming. Yet I'm UK based and I live in the UK. That should tell you that I trust what God would have told me. Before the ousting of Robert Gabriel Mugabe, I remember I told the now departed, what's his name? Let me call him by the right name. Police Commissioner Chuhuri, I told his team, and I said, I see you being kicked out. Because I knew this side that he was in. And you know when somebody is in power and you're telling them that, it's not good news. I actually told the mother-in-law, I said, go tell him they're going to be kicked out. I've seen an end to the sitting president. He's going to be ousted. I also went on to speak to Commissioner Munyonga. I know them by name. Having spoken to Commissioner Munyonga, and I told him that, which side do you belong? He told me, and I said, right, the side that you are is going to be kicked out. So get ready. But I see you being kicked out. And you know, when a person is in power and in position, most of the time, some of these people, they don't listen to you. He took me for granted. And he left. We met right there in Bindura, but he lives in Chitungwiza there. Then before day end, he sends for people to come to me. Looked for me and I refused, but you know, then I realized I cannot do that to him. Let me honor his position. So I then went with the guys that he had sent by his house in Chitungwiza there, and I said, what I told you, I still stand by it. I see you on the side where you are being kicked out and the new system coming in, and there's no stopping it. Just make sure that you are on the safe side and allow this swift move to happen. So when the late Robert Gabriel Mugabe was ousted, I was there. And here is the proof.
That is being led by the ZDF. They are heading. They are right behind them.
Then, with the incoming new president of Zimbabwe, Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, who's the reigning president of Zimbabwe, because I also spoke to their side, because I speak to 3 people, and one of the 3 people is very close to the sitting president himself. If I tell you his or her position, you would straight away tell, and I don't want people to know who that person is. I'll keep them close to myself. Then I said, congratulations, you are in. Make sure that you serve the people of Zimbabwe and make them happy in this new era. Then obviously you lay prayers here and there. So with the incoming of the sitting president, by then Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, His Excellence, you will see I was there again, picking him at the airport when he was coming. There is the proof. Then when he was actually now being inaugurated, you will still see that I was there again, walking in with him. But I'm a quiet person. I don't talk. There's people that believe me because they have already tested and weighed the things that I tell them. Because of where people tend to see me, people tend to label me the wrong thing. I think he's a member of the intelligence. Let me tell you, God in heaven, I'm not a member of the intelligence. I'm a man of God, not a member of the intelligence. It's because they've never come close to me. Number one. Number two, it's because I don't make too much noise. Number three, I don't seek for clout. The only time I'm coming out at this point in time is very simple. It's an in-divide within the ZANU-PF. And I'm trying to save the pain of the people by being misled with wrong information. That's the only reason I'm here. I might actually disappear after all of this. So there's nothing that can go too far away from me if I want to find out. Henceforth, if I'm not quite so sure about something, it's easy for me to pick a phone, reach out to a person I think will explain everything to me, and at the very same time, get the proper correct position so that when I address things to the people or to the nation or to the listeners, the followers on this YouTube channel, I'll be knowing that what I'm giving people is close to truth, 99.9%. Having said all this, let me bring in the two philosophies that's coming, or two views that's coming in regards to the divide within ZANU-PF. And I want us to lay it right, and I want you to get it properly. I feel like I've become a blogger all of a sudden, because I'm not used to be making all these videos trying to explain to people, but it's just my heart that's telling me that work with the people, guide them properly, enlighten them even to things that they don't know, even to some sensitive things, so that people don't just talk or just speak to the wrong people, because you might end up getting yourself in trouble. I'm saving trouble from befalling on certain people. We have the M31 movement, which is headed by Comrade Bombshell Geza. Two theories that have come up, and I want to correct the two theories so that you get one proper correct theory. We had Honorable Muchangwa come out denigrating the men of honorable men of VP Vice Chiwenga, Vice President Comrade Constantine Guvea Nyikadzino Dominic Chiwenga. I don't know how his name fits on a birth certificate, I tell you. But still, we love him. we like him. What can he do? It's just too many names. I don't think he had all those names when he was doing grade 1, I tell you. How could you write all that? It's too many. A lesson for parents anyway. It's just a joke. Anyway, let's move on. The thing about it is, the M31 movement, which was formed by, which is being run, yeah, or led by Comrade Geza, there's a lot of discrepancies in that. I've not come here to discredit their move, because I've seen some people saying, uyo Murakash, uyazokanganisa nyayana Geza. No, man. Don't say wrong things. You know, a mature person must always weigh what they say. Because the minute you call me Murakashi, then tell people the truth. Why should you specialize in trying to quieten a person who's trying to give you proper, clear information? Who rings and speaks to the real players of this political game? The M31 movement of Comrade Geza, this is the position. It's led by Comrade Geza. But there's two different theories. Theory number one is saying Comrade Geza was wishing for the removal of the sitting president, His Excellent Comrade Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. Hey, that Dambudzo part. Very interesting. Murabwi, Dambudzo, did you give it yourself or somebody gave it to you? I'll come one day, sit down, say, Baba, explain to me how this name came about. Not the Trabablos, those you explained. For me, I just want that Dambudzo part of it. Yeah. I want to know who gave it to you and how did you manage to get that one? And how did you manage to keep that one? Here is the issue. The M31 movement, I'm told, is headed by Comrade Bombshell Geza. He was wanting and is still wanting the ousting of the sitting president. But when he started the move, he did not inform most people so that he'd be joined in his move or drive. Neither did he inform the VP, the vice president, in case this has never been told to you. This is exactly what I was told to me. He never actually went to the VP to say, right, this is the issue we would want you to. But he just started to make it as an announcement. Maybe it could be things, this is just me now, maybe it could be things that they discussed when they were just the two of them or in private. But I don't think there was such a sort of like a concrete agreement. But they could have been agreeing on certain things. And he himself, Comrade Bombshell Geza, saw the VP as a best candidate for that position. Henceforth, he is now driving the M31 movement, wanting to have the VP as the name in front. Information that I have is the VP himself is not interested in being the president. No. That's the information that I have. He's not interested in being the president. Then there's another view which comes out, having been enlightened to us by Comrade Manize, Honorable Mchangwa, who said the VP is pushing the president so that he'll be anointed as the next leader of ZANU-PF. In that track, I'm told as well that there is what we call a breaking of a gentleman's agreement. Because it is said when these two ousted the late Robert Gabriel Mugabe, there was an agreement behind them. But nobody's giving me proof. And nobody's there to confirm that this is exactly what was there. I've tried to speak to one or two people. Nobody's standing, but they are all assuming. So the problem is, if something is agreed in principle, gentleman's agreement, without it being put in black and white, it's very difficult to prove. We can only prove that if let's say I go to the sitting president himself, His Excellency Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, and ask him the same question, and he tells me that, oh yes, there was a gentleman's agreement, or there was nothing like that. That's the only time I can come back onto this channel and tell you. Or if I can go to the VP, Vice President Constantine Guvea Chiwemba, and he says, yes, there was an agreement, or there was no such thing, that's the only time I can come and give you that. I don't want you to give you half-baked cakes or half-baked information. I want information that I'll have a tangible source that I can refer to when I'm asked questions. So that's theory number 2. And this theory only came after Comrade Manize had came publicly on public domain through another channel to express that he's not fit to be the sitting president. And I then asked the person, why then, if he's saying, if the VP is saying he's not interested in all this, but Comrade Manize, Comrade Mutrangwa came and said that this is the issue. Something was explained to me, which will confuse a lot of people that have been following this trend as it has been growing and developing. Two very good friends who are close to best friends, Comrade Bombshell, Comrade Bombshell Geza, and Comrade Muchangwa, Honorable Muchangwa. Those two people, they are two best buddies, but in two different camps. That's where the biggest challenge is, and that's where everything gets messed up. These two people, I am told they are very, very close. Sort of like best buddies, sort of like the best of best friends, these two. But now the problem is they are falling on two different sides. So when you saw Comrade Muchangwa coming live and say, Geza, come. He knew exactly he was calling one of his best friends. He knew he was calling one of his best friends. And when you heard Comrade Geza saying, Muchangwa, he is talking to his friend. These are two best buddies. So how then is this thing going around? How is this going to be sorted? Yet these people are very close. When this was being explained to me, I was like, no ways, no way. This is a total mess. Total mess. So how is this going to be rectified? This is the question that you might be having. Consider the relationship between these people. The vice president never even opening his mouth or uttering or commenting on him wanting presidents. It complicates everything. At some point, you would have expected the VP to come and squash what Comrade Geza would have said. But comradeship does not allow him to do that. Because he should have come to tell people whether Comrade Geza was his official spokesperson or is just somebody who took chances and started to try build something. And then before you know it, he implicated him into it because he was aspiring that if he does put his name, then he will get support from the people. Some people that I've spoken to that know Comrade Geza said, by the time he approached us for the push for this thing, he had not actually consulted us, but he consulted most of us, whilst already his issue or his motive was already in motion. So that's where the biggest challenge is. I'll still continue to engage one or two people so that I get the proper position of who is who in this game of the Tehran. So as it stands, it leaves so many people confused. But until I break that, that's the only time I can come here and say, I personally feel this is the best way to this solution. Right now, with the way Comrade Geza had done it, he has tapped on what we call dangerous charges of treason. But one thing I know for a fact, magandanga aya anozivana. Magandanga aya anozivana. So I also believe that these issues can be spoken of, these differences can be ironed out, and people can sit a round table, discuss these issues, and make sure that they agree to one thing. Every camp is approachable. There's nobody who's not approachable. So at this point in time, let's try and see if one or two things that we're trying to work out behind the scenes will work. The minute that works, definitely I'll keep you informed. Let me engage one or two players to make sure that everything is set amicably. All those young guys in Yokaima Bunus who were fronted without seeing anything in black and white agreement between the VP and the person who's fronting the M31. It's just a mentioning of names, but there's nothing in black and white. There's nothing concrete, of which somebody can just kick out anytime and say, I'm not part of what they are talking about. And that person will be free. But how many people have been involved or are active in this thing whose lives are endangered? Let's get ready for the next update. Allow me to do the running for you whilst I bring and feed you with the news. Then after this, there's an issue that I would want to bring forth. Please allow me to talk about it. It's one of the most sensitive issues in Zimbabwe. And I think I'm best positioned because of two things. Number one, I'm a pastor. Number two, I'm born to a Ndebele mom and a Shona father. So I can strangle on both sides. This issue of Gukuragundi, some people have been discredited seriously, and some people have never been mentioned. Yet, what happened has all been explained to me once, twice, thrice. I have checked with quite a number of people, and I want us to be one. That unity accord that was signed should stand, and I'll tell you why. I know my people from the Matabeleland side, some could be very aggrieved by what I just said, because they are seeking, number one, compensation. Number two, they are seeking what we call closure. Number three, the pain has never been, will not simply vanish away. I've got a way to talk to you in regards to this, having explained exactly what actually happened. Because I have now verified and checked with my very, very close sources, and they have told me I've got uncles and aunties. I've got everyone from within me and within the families and within the community and within the political arena. They are still coming up with the same thing. And I'm saying, why was it not explained this way? So that the people will have a closure and Zimbabwe can become a peaceful nation. It's supposed to be the only country without tribal issues, if issues are addressed properly. Check out for this, and I'll be coming back to explain what was said to me. But as of now, this is the position of the issue. You also need to be praying for Comrade Geza, because he's not feeling very well. He is not feeling very, very, very well. That I can tell you. At times he goes quiet, but he is not feeling very, very, very well. You can wait for him to come, but I don't think as of now you're going to be seeing him. But he's not feeling very well. We pray for everyone. We pray for everyone. And I so pray that there be a way back for them to put issues on the round table and stop endangering their lives. It's politics, it's dirty. Lives can be lost if issues are not handled properly. Yeah, he's not feeling very well. I didn't want to say these things, but now let me just explain it. The man suffers from dialysis. And dialysis, you need to go at least 3-4 times a week, depending on how serious it is. And his affects the heart. So he's got issues already, and he cannot continue to be hiding where he is hiding. We just need to find ways of making sure that if apologies have to be made, they have to be made. Let's build the bridge. Let the people come to peace, and let the people negotiate on a round table. And if all is handled properly, and no one refuses to come down their high horses, then a solution will soon be reached. Let's see how it goes. Continue to pray for us as we pray for them. May the Lord continue to richly bless you. Once again, I love you from the bottom of my heart. Continue to stay blessed. All yours, always and forever. Doc McClouds. Bye for now.